Hello everyone, welcome to my course Mechanical Measurements and Metrology 18ME 350. This course is offered by Department of Mechanical Engineering, Tyagaraja College of Engineering, Madurai, myself Prakash. From this video lecture, we are going to discuss measurement of temperatures. This is the first video learning outcome. The learners will be able to select suitable instruments for measuring the temperatures. We are going to discuss the three things. One is a bimetallic strip, liquid in glass thermometer, resistant temperature detectors. Temperature measurements. The study of temperature measurements, we can say it's a thermometry. It describes the process of measuring a current local temperature for immediate or later evaluations. It can be defined as degree or intensity of heat present in a substance or object. Also, it can be measure of how hot or cold an object is. In other way, we can define as measure of the average kinetic energy of the particles in an object. So we need to understand what's the difference between temperature as well as heat. So temperature, it is a measure of internal energy of a system, but heat is a measure of transfer of energy from one system to another. Need for temperature measurements. Why we need temperature measurements? Medical industry. If you want to measure the temperature of human body, it will help to identify the illness. Metal processing, machining needs a temperature control. So machining needs some temperature measurements. Food and beverage processing. Examples are bulk production of food items, milk pasteurization. These are some of the examples for food and beverage processing. Similarly, plastic production, we need to control temperature like thermoforming or injection molding. It requires the temperature control. History of temperature thermometer, temperature measurements. 16th century, Galileo, he invented the first thermometer. So from this figure, you can easily observe that it is made by the sealed glass cylinder containing a clear liquid and several glass vessels of varying densities. The individual float, rise or fall of glass vessels in proportion to their respective density and the density of the surrounding liquid as the temperature changes. So the principle is density of liquid changes in proportion to its temperatures. If you heat at the bottom, the vessels are fall or rise depends on the temperature variations. The next one, in 1701, Newton temperature scale. He invented his own scale. He invented the thermometer, but he never used the term temperature. He used the term degree of heat. In 1724, T.G. Fahrenheit, he proposed his own scale in which 32 degree Fahrenheit and 212 degree of Fahrenheit were considered as the freezing point and boiling point of water. 1742, Andrew Celsius, he developed the mercury in glass thermometer, assigned the melting point of ice of the boiling point of water 0 and 100 degrees Celsius. It is the commonly used thermometer. Similarly, 1848, Kelvin, he introduced his own scale, Kelvin scale. 0 Kelvin as the absolute temperature of gas and 273 Kelvin as the freezing point of water. 1859, William John Macquorn Rankine, he proposed an absolute or thermodynamic scale. He concluded that theoretical temperature each of the substance was the same at the zero thermal energy level. These are some of the examples for variation in temperature of human body. If you have a less than 35 degrees Celsius, we can say it's a hypothermia. If you have a normal temperature like 36.5 to 37.5 degrees Celsius, you have a normal temperature. If you have a 37.5 or between 38.3, you can say it's a hyperthermia. If you have a more than 40 degrees Celsius, you can say it's a hyperpyroxia. This is a very dangerous criteria for human being. Similarly, there are three main scales are used to measure temperatures. The one is a Celsius or centigrade. It is used in SI system. The eyes and stem points were originally assigned the values of 0 and 100 degrees Celsius respectively. Fahrenheit. It is used in the English system. The corresponding values of the eyes and steam points are 32 degree and 212 Fahrenheit. The third one is a thermodynamic temperature scale. It has a Kelvin scale used in SI system or Rankine scale. So these are the common temperature scales. Now we are going to compare the three scales, Kelvin, Celsius, Fahrenheit and Rankine. We will compare with the water boils, water freeze and then absolute zero. This table shows the comparisons. The next one is to be a relationship between the temperature scales. So if you want a Kelvin scale, if you have a centigrade scale, you need to add centigrade scale to 273.15. You can get the Kelvin scale. This is a temperature relationship. Similarly, if you want Rankine scale, if you have a Fahrenheit scale, you need to add 459.67 to the Fahrenheit scale. You can get the Rankine scale. Similarly, the temperature variations, it's a common, it's a same Rankine scale and then Fahrenheit scale. Okay, these are the formula related to temperature relationships. Types of temperature measurements. We have two main types. One is a non-contact, another one is a contact. From this image, you can easily observe that these are the common contact type. Another one is a non-contact type. Okay, contact type and then non-contact type. So temperature can be classified as two ways: non-contact and then contact type. Non-contact, we have a pyrometer. It may be works on principal radiation or optical. Contact, thermoelectric, coefficient of expansions, liquid and solid, as well as thermocouple and thermistors. So first we are going to discuss with the liquid glass thermometer, LIG. It comprises a thin-walled bulb that contains a temperature sensing liquid, preferably mercury. Some cases we use alcohol or pentane. Temperature sensing liquid, it has a low freezing point, better expansion coefficients. Bulb, it has a range cavity, it has graduated at a capillary tube. So this image shows the liquid in glass thermometer. Here you can observe that it's a bulb. This is a expansion tube. It has a readings. Okay, it is small volume liquid produces a quick response. Large volume liquid gives a high sensitivity. Accuracy is 0.1 degree Celsius. Now advantages for mercury in glass thermometers are cheap, durable, accurate, easily calibrate, does not stick to the glass, uniform expansions. Similarly, limitations for mercury in glass thermometers are: it is harder to read, does not work below -39 degrees Celsius, slow response, fragile. Mercury vapor is a poisonous one. In other way, if you use alcohol thermometer, you can use ethylene alcohol to measure the temperature. It has a range of -180 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius. Advantages are: it has a low freezing point, safe liquid, cheap. Disadvantages are non-uniform expansion, sticks to the glass, slow reaction to temperature changes, low boiling point, less durable. The next topic is bimetallic strip thermometer. It is invented by 1759 John Harrison. The principles are: different metal expands and contract to different degree depending on the coefficient of expansion. Every metal has a temperature coefficient. It will vary with the temperatures. Different metal has a different thermal coefficients. Two strips or two different metals are connected in terms of welding, riveting or bracing. When subject to temperature change, expansion of one strip will be greater than that of other. Difference in the expansion of two metals makes the strip bend, and from this deflection expansion we can easily measure the temperatures. So this is a pictorial representation of bimetallic strip thermometer. Here we have two metals. From the above figure we connected both the metallic strips as a fixed connection. Two ends are connected. Here it's a cantilever beam. If you increase the temperature, the deflection will comes like this. Why we can use bimetal? Why not a single metal, or why not be trimetal, three metals? The reason is to be if you increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, the can cost comes quickly down to 0. If you use single step metal, then the answer is no, because if you use a single metal, it will take some time to reach the 0 position. That's why we use bimetals used. So these are the industrial representation of bimetallic strip thermometer. This is also industrial representation of bimetallic thermometer. We have a cantilever type thermometer, bimetallic strip thermometer, flat type, U form, helical or spiral forms, circuit breakers. It is one of the application we use. This is a image of for bimetallic strip thermometer. Mounting, we have three types of mounting. Bimetallic strip thermometer has three types of mounting. One is a direct bottom. So from this image you can easily observe that it is directly mounted below the scale. Back entry, it is mounted back side of the scale. Every angle entry, it is mounted on the back side, but we can adjust the scale according to our required degree. Every angle entry. So we have three types: back, direct bottom, back entry, every angle entry. So this is a formula. You can calculate the temperature measurements. Okay. Materials. Generally we use inward, brass, steel, copper. It is used for around 400 degrees Celsius. If we use permanently, it will create some errors because it leads the permanent deformations. So resistant temperature detectors, in other way we can say is a RDT. It's a temperature measuring device comprised of resistant thermometer element, internal connecting wire, a protective shell, with or without means for mounting a connecting head or connecting wire or other fittings on both. An RDT is a temperature sensor that works on the principle that the resistance of the electrically conducting material is proportional to the temperature to which they are exposed. The principle is very simple. Temperature is proportional to electrical resistance. Temperature is proportional to the electrical resistance. Material electrical resistance changes with the temperature variations. By supplying an RDT with a constant current and measuring the resulting voltage drop across the resistor, the RDT resistance can be calculated and the temperature can be determined. It made by the pure metal like platinum, nickel, copper. So from this image you can easily observe that platinum has a linearity. So among the three, platinum is a commonly used RDT device. The popularity of platinum is due to the following factor. Number one, it has a chemical inertness, almost linear relation between temperature and resistance. Large temperature coefficient of resistance resulting in readily measurable value of resistance changes due to the temperature variations. Greater stability. These are some of the advantages for platinum RDT. This is the industrial representation of RDT. We have advantages as well as disadvantages. It has a most accurate one, most repeatable one, wide range we can measure. Change in resistance is a linear, good stability at higher temperature, easy to calibrate. Similarly, limitations are it is an expensive one. Current source is required. Always we need a current source. Sensitive to vibrations, fragile, slowest response time. Thank you.